Hello everyone, it's Gordon here with Finnmark Designs, and in today's Sauna University video, we're going to discuss one of the more important aspects of your buying decision, or what makes a difference between a very high quality sauna and a very low quality sauna in the regards of the wood that's being used. So let's go ahead and dive into this. First things first, a little bit of education on wood. The biggest issue that we see in the marketplace right now is a lot of these companies, and I mean a lot of these companies, are using a hemlock or a white wood in their saunas. So white woods are generally like your hemlocks, your basswoods, your poplar, eucalyptus kind of is in there. But this photo to the left that you're seeing on this particular slide is the best example we can give you of why we use only cedar, and so should you when either building or owning a sauna. So as you can see here, the bottom section of this bench, this is a fascia or the front of the bench where your back of your calves would go. As you can see, the cedar is no mold is growing right there. And then you go to the white wood, which is hemlock in this particular sauna, and you can see that it's full of mold, just growing everywhere. And this is a sauna that we actually purchased. Um, the picture above that, you can see that the floor of that sauna is just a ton of different mold, and these are all white wood. So if you're going to buy a sauna, be very cautious of the wood that's used inside of the sauna. If it's hemlock, if it's any white wood, hemlock, basswood, poplar, go into it knowing that most likely down the road at some point, after you sweat in it and that mold has a constant appetite, and you're feeding it with your sweat, okay, that you're going to get mold, fungus, and bacteria that grows. You're also going to see a lot more of cracking, bowing, or shrinkage with white woods. And then, quite frankly, your hemlocks and your basswoods are just very low quality, cheap woods. And it's been that way from the very beginning in the sauna industry. It doesn't matter what narrative that these companies come out and say. And our favorite and my favorite is these companies that sell this lower quality hemlock or basswood say, oh, well, it's hyperallergenic. Well, yeah, of course, it's hyperallergenic, as soon as it's made, but give it 6 months of you sweating inside of it, and all of a sudden now you have mold and bacteria and fungus growing. It no longer is very hyperallergenic, is it? So why do we use cedar, right? Like, why is that so important? Well, cedar is naturally antimicrobial, and anybody would say that. Anybody in the milling industry will tell you that's why it's used on a lot of cedar fences, cedar decks, a lot of cedar on the exterior of homes if people can afford it. Cedar is widely known, and there's decades, literally decades, if not a century or more, of evidence that cedar can hold up in environments that is water based, right? And that's because it is proven not to ever grow mold, fungus, or bacteria. It also repels insects, bugs, and rodents. So there's so many benefits of using cedar inside of a sauna, and the only reason why a lot of our competitors stopped doing it is either A, they can't obtain it anymore, or B, it was cutting so heavily into their margins that it didn't make sense for them financially to stay in business and still offer it. So now what do? They come out with their own narrative of why this other wood that, and I'll go into that all the other woods in a few minutes, why those are so much better. Um, Cedar myth. So again, when you talk to some of the competitors, they're going to say because they don't carry the cedar, right? Or they don't have a cedar in their saunas, they're going to come up with a reason why you shouldn't buy a sauna with cedar. So they're going to say, oh, it's lung irritation, it's going to cause asthma, blah blah blah. That's couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, the articles that they'll reference, and we have one from FB Innovations here, which we can send you if you want, basically stating that all of those references that those people are making is based on sawdust, right? That's if you were milling, like if you were sawing cedar, and you had all that sawdust in the air without a respirator, it can cause lung irritation and asthma. Okay, it's that's with almost any wood on the market, right? People are going to have sensitivities to sawdust. Um, And here's another photo. They literally sell cedar planks that you can grill on, right? Um, so if they were so unsafe and it caused all this lung irritation and asthma, why would everybody, and we're not just saying small company, we're talking multi-million, billion-dollar companies selling these, cedar planks, right? So, and of course, cedar has over a century of data. Again, it has a track record of being successful in saunas, right? Regardless of what narrative that these other people say or competitors will say, cedar has a track record of being the best sauna wood in the market. Um, Now, as cedar did get expensive, a lot of companies, like I mentioned, have gone to cheaper woods. Well, instead of Finnmark Designs going and saying, okay, um let's get a cheaper wood, or let's put, a hemlock, or let's paint our sauna black, our hemlock, our cheap wood black, so it looks pretty, right? Or it looks, more expensive. We didn't do that. We actually went out and invested in new technology. It's not really new, but new-ish to the milling industry, and that's a thermal modification. So thermal modification is done in what we call an autoclave. It looks like a big submarine, and you put the lumber in there, and it's 100% natural way of milling with heat and steam, right? Finland actually introduced thermal wood in the 90s, like 92, 93. So it's got a pretty long track record now, and it's proven to be just as durable as cedar. In fact, a lot of Finns will argue that thermal wood is more durable and it will withstand more than cedar can. So and then, of course, one of the reasons why most of the competition online that you're searching for, they can't do it because they didn't invest the money. They didn't invest the time, the money, and everything else into making or into making a better sauna, right? Instead, they just took cutbacks and put it out there. No other brand is going to offer what we offer, and that's Canadian cedar. It's Western Canadian cedar, clear grade, so there's not going to be any knots in it on the inside, and then our thermal aspen on the exterior. So again, no other brand's going to offer that, and it's going to be more durable in and out, and it's much higher craftsmanship and overall look. It's just a much better look than pretty much anything on the market. And again, we don't build saunas at Finnmark Designs like some of our competitors to last 3 to 5 years. We build these saunas to last 25, 30 plus years, right? So we're putting a lot of engineering and a lot of thought into ensuring that that sauna is going to be the best possible sauna on the market, and it's going to last. It's going to outlive all of these other competitors. So let's talk about competition wood out there. So um, again, instead of going out and investing in the future, a lot of these companies started cutting and finding different woods and now coming up with a narrative to sell you. So competitor one, eucalyptus, basswood, eucalyptus on the outside and cedar on the inside. At least this competitor has enough knowledge of what a sauna requires or what's best in a sauna to do the cedar on the inside. However, this is an option, and when you get to that option, it's so darn expensive for that sauna that most people are going to choose the whitewood or the eucalyptus. Again, whitewoods are going to grow mold and bacteria and fungus, and eucalyptus literally has zero track record in sauna building, zero, maybe a year now. So again, if you want to take that risk, you can. So let's talk about eucalyptus. So eucalyptus, no track record in sauna building. I think the most important part of why this is so disingenuous to the customers that are out there is the fact that when people think of eucalyptus, they think of the oil, the nice smell of oil, but they don't understand that that's different, they don't know that that's different than a piece of eucalyptus board or wood, which smells like a forest floor or peat moss. It smells terrible. It's awful. An unfinished piece of eucalyptus, you should go smell a piece of that before you ever consider buying a sauna that's made of one of those. It also doesn't hold up to temperature changes, so you're going to get more cracking, bending. Again, there's no track record on eucalyptus in saunas and high heat environments. And then, of course, it can't handle any insects or pest attacks. It's not a good wood for that. So competitor three, yeah, this is this is another scratch our head type situation. so mahogany is being produced in saunas now, infrared saunas. Again, mahogany unknown to sauna building. Mahogany is actually also a very it doesn't absorb heat very well, so it's a very hot wood. So whereas if you put your hand on cedar after it's being heated for a long period of time versus a mahogany, mahogany is actually going to be significantly or exponentially hotter than a so and then it's similar to very white woods. It's the same thing. It kind of grows. It's going to grow mold and bacteria. It's just not a and there's no track record. Again, is just something another company came out with that said, oh, we could do this wood without real due diligence on that particular species. And then, of course, you've got your very low quality saunas that are out there. You've seen them all, I'm sure, as you have been shopping. Very brittle woods. These are usually a hemlock saunas. Just very low quality. No durability. Forget about having one of those outside or even in your garage. I mean, it's just they are built and the price reflects, a 3 to 5 year lifespan, and that's it on those. So be very careful. If you're in a situation to where, the sauna is something temporary in that particular location, fine. But short of that, don't put yourself in a situation with a cheap sauna with cheap wood that's going to grow mold and bacteria in the future. So I hope this helps kind of go over all the different woods that are out there. As always, you guys can reach out to us. Let us know if you have any questions, and have a healthy day.